Hello everyone, welcome to Larissa's Lace. Before I will start the lesson, I just want to share with you pages where you can follow me. Of course, you can follow me here on YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel and press the little bell sign. And this way, if you will press the bell sign, you will receive notifications when I'm going live or when the new video is posted on my channel. You also can follow me, and I will share the link here in comments, so you can grab the link and copy it and paste, actually bookmark the page. This way you will not lose me. It will be easy for you to find. So one page, as I told you, YouTube channel, just subscribe for that. Then you can like the page on Facebook. It's also called Larissa's Lace. This is on Facebook. You can also follow me on Instagram. And it is another link for you here. Here's another link. So you have Facebook and Instagram. I think it's all. I'm also on Pinterest. And if you want to follow me on Pinterest, I will give you also a link there. But the thing is that I did not post on Pinterest for a very long time. And my problem with Pinterest that when I go there, I normally stuck there forever. This, like in America, people call it a rabbit hole. I call it a black hole. It's you go in on Pinterest and that's it. You cannot get out from that place. The same thing I could say about Instagram as well. So you have 4 pages to follow: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Also, I just opened a group. People wrote me emails, and a lot of people asked me to open group or some kind of page on MeWe and on Gab. So I probably will do that in the future. A lot of people left Facebook, and so I have to sometimes follow where my followers going. I will see how many people will join me there. So I cannot promise it will be there for sure, but we'll see. Time will show us. And I will make notification, of course, where you can find me if you, for example, don't want to follow me on Facebook. Also, I have on Facebook group. Actually, I have 3 groups. And all 3 of them are paid groups. In order to join them, you have to pay. One group is Irish Crochet Lab video tutorials. This is basically a copy of my website that I closed. But all of those who purchased my lessons before, many years ago, they still have access to lessons and to video tutorials via this group. So all those who want to join this group, you can write to me and I will tell you how to do that and how to make payment. And 2 more groups, it's workshops. They are pre-recorded workshops. One is for Irish Crochet Lace traditional technique color with lessons, video lessons, and also another group, also paid workshop. It's how to make asymmetric rows. All this information I used to post on my Facebook page. You can find all information there about payments, how to do that, or you can write to me additionally your message or email. So that's it for now, and we will start in a minute our lesson. Let me see who joined us. We have some people here. I also want to ask you, don't forget to like these videos and be careful what kind of thumb you you press. I notice once in a while somebody pressed the wrong sign, letting me know that they don't like the video. But if you don't like the videos, so please make a comment. Let me know what is it that you didn't like. I would love to improve my videos. So don't just unlike it and go away. Just send me a comment. Let me know. So hello, Renee. Hello, is Isabel, as I pronounce it right. Elizabeth, Ludmila. Thank you, ladies, that you joined me. I am glad to come back and start crocheting again after a long break. So today we are going to crochet background netting that actually scared a lot of people, and people afraid of crocheting this beautiful netting. This netting actually, yes, it is the most difficult one because of clones knot stitches. Not everybody can make them very good because this stitch is quite difficult to make and you need to practice a lot. You cannot just give up. You cannot just make 1 or 2 stitches and say that's it. It doesn't work for me. I'm not going to do it. I will show you all little tricks and secrets how to make this clones knot stitch look beautiful, neat, and how to crochet this netting. So this is the front of our work, and this is the back. I will start, of course, this little swatch is made with DMC thread number 12, Perle cotton. It's perfect actually thread by thickness, and you can get this thread on DMC website, dmc.com, or you can buy it through Handy Hands company that sell Lisbeth thread. They also have, they also still continue selling DMC thread, Cordonnet Special, and Perle cotton. So for this lesson, I can recommend you the thickest thread you can choose is number 12. When you will make garments and traditional Irish crochet, of course, this thread will be too thick. So we normally use in traditional Irish crochet lace thread DMC Cordonnet Special number 80 and 100. This thread will work very good. Also, you can use DMC for tatting, DMC thread for tatting. That thread comes in a way smaller little ball, not like this, and that thread is extremely fine. It is number 80, as I remember. It is made for tatting, but you can also use it for Irish crochet lace, and it will be perfect for making netting, background netting. So for today's lesson, you can pick up this thread to learn. And I will start lesson with a thicker thread. Actually, it's not even a thread, it's a yarn. But I purposely will chose this because I want to show you and teach you how to make it correctly. I also want you to see what I do. To show everything, all details with this thread will be a little bit difficult. So I will use a thicker thread or yarn and crochet hook number, it's a wrong hook, number 1.25 millimeters. If this hook is uncomfortable to use with first lesson, you can even choose 1.5 millimeters hook with a little bit thicker thread. Thread number 10 will work also to try with. Okay, ladies, so let's start. Before I will go to crochet, I want to also go into the diagram that I draw today. I'm not very good at drawing anything, but I hope and this diagram is made. I tried my best. This is the best I can do in drawing. So let's look at this very carefully. So what we're going to do and how we're going to crochet. So you can also draw for yourself, something like that. Or actually snap a screenshot from the camera. If you use a telephone or iPad, you can make a screenshot of this diagram. So what we will need, we will have to crochet chain that is multiple of 8 plus 1 stitch. So you can crochet for lesson, it's enough to get 32 stitches plus 1, so it will be 33 stitches here. So this is our chain, and then first row, we will start with skipping 1 stitch, making single crochet into the next stitch of a chain. After that, we will make chain 4, we will make clones knot stitch, chain 4, and skip on a chain 7 stitches, and make a next single crochet into the 8th stitch. So skip 7 into the 8th stitch, single crochet. And you repeat this as many times as your chain, the length of your chain allows you. So the way I marked my close knot stitch, it looks like that. And I shaded it like oval because this is how it looks like when you look at the netting. If you look at this is how it looks like, right? I did my best. So now at the very end of this row, we'll finish the row with single crochet stitch into the first stitch of a chain and turn your work, and we will crochet second row. To start second row and every row after that, we will make chain 5, then we'll make chain 4, we will make close knot stitch, chain 4, and connect with single crochet stitch to the close knot stitch of the previous row. And again we repeat chain 4 close knot stitch, chain 4 single crochet into the close knot stitch, and you continue this way to the end of the row. Then you turn your work and again you repeat chain 5, chain 4 close knot stitch, chain 4 single crochet stitch into the close knot stitch of previous row, and you crochet this way, repeating basically second row all the time. So this is how it will look like. I will not come back to this diagram unless I have to show something more important. And I actually will make picture for you and post it in my Facebook group. Not Facebook group, Facebook page, Larissa's Lace, so that you can copy actually a picture. That will be probably easier. So let's start. Let's pick up a little bit thicker thread. I would recommend to start and learn with thicker thread before you will use fine thread. And let's make our, let me zoom back so that you could see everything. And we will start with chain. For little sample, I will start with a very short chain of 24 stitches plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, plus 1, 25. That will be enough for showing you a small little secrets about clones knot stitches and about the netting itself. And then I will jump into this piece, bigger piece, to show how to make it also in with fine thread, so that you could see the process and how I hold my hands and everything. So, after you finish this, you skip one stitch and then make single crochet into the next stitch of the chain. Single crochet stitch, like this. And now we make chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, we need to make our clones knot stitch. By the way, the interesting thing I found that this stitch is not called clones knot stitch in the masterpieces of Irish crochet lace. The book we're following and the book we crochet with right now does call it a picot on the post, or in the post, the picot in the post. So I don't know why this stitch called here this way and who renamed it. It's kind of interesting to find out. I'll have to ask the lady from Ireland, my friend Myra Trenner, which she'll tell me about this. So anyway, now let me show you how to make clones knot stitch, or as book refers to, a picot in the post. To make this stitch, you have to make chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And at this point, I will zoom in so you can see better what I will do. So now, you have to follow very carefully. I will show it slowly. Make yarn over. And the way I hold my hook, you already know, I hold my hook like a pencil. It's easy for me to crochet this way. I really like this technique, this way of holding. This is the way I learned. Because now with my middle finger I can hold the yarn over and my thread will be protected from moving anywhere on my hook. So yarn over. Now let's turn our hook, move our hook onto the chain, grab thread and bring it from under the chain like this. And make sure this thread right here moves closer to the first stitch and to the yarn over. You have to make yarn overs, like yarn over 8 times, and bring thread from under the chain also 8 times. When I count yarn over and thread that I bring from under the chain as 1. So far I made it 3 times. Here's my yarn over. Here's my yarn over right here. And that thread that I brought from under the chain. Yarn over, thread from under the chain. So this 2 I count as 1. So you will have to make yarn over and thread from under the chain 8 times, or total loops, each loop, and you will have 16 loops on a hook. Okay, so let me show you one more time. I will undo this, what I was doing. And now I will count the way I count. It's easier that way, you will not lose anything. So yarn over and thread from under the hook, it's 1. Yarn over, thread from under the hook, under the chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last time 8. So did you notice how I placed all these loops close together? This is what you have to do. You have to make sure that all those loops, 8 yarn overs and thread from under the chain, are snug together. Now, the next step, you'll have to grab thread and pull it through all those stitches on a hook, all those loops. I would recommend to hold those together with those 2 fingers. So grab the thread and pull this thread through the loops on the hook. It's quite difficult to do sometimes when you're learning. So as you can see, what I do with my hook, I was kind of like digging through, but do it very, very carefully, so that you will not damage any of those loops, that you will not grab the loop that you don't need. So now you have your pulled thread, and you see how tight this thread on a hook. Don't stretch this last stitch. Now again, grab the thread and pull it through this stitch. And the last stitch you have to do to finish the close knot stitch or picot in the post, you move your hook again under the chain, close to the stitch. Grab thread, pull it. Now I have 2 stitches on a hook. Crochet them as one. So you basically make single crochet here. Like this. Make sure the last 2 stitches are tight. And here's our close knot stitch, or as it is called in the book, picot on a post. After that, and I will show again a few more times how to make it. After that, we make again chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to our main chain and count 7 stitches. We skip 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and making single crochet stitch into the next stitch. Single crochet stitch, like this. Right here, I have to undo this. When you make this stitch, single crochet stitch, try to make sure that you pick up two loops of a stitch on a chain. Not 1, but 2. That way it will not stretch. You see? Like that. So now you probably will be a little bit frustrated with your first stitch, but don't worry about it. It kind of look, even for me, a little bit weird. But when we will crochet the next row, all this will place, everything will look way better, and you will see why. The way we'll crochet and connect. Sometimes what I do is just push with my fingers both sides together to make it look rounded. Looks nice that way. So let's do one more. Again, we repeat. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4. And now close knot stitch, or as it's called, picot on the post. For that one we will make, so I will show you again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So first we make that post. For the stitches, for the loops, we will wind around the chain. Now yarn over, hook under the chain, grab the thread and pull it like that. And you see how close all 3 stitches are. Again, yarn over, hook under the chain, grab the thread and pull it and hold it this way. You can see all of those loops are together and snug together. They are not stretched on the chain. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just because I count 8, remember you have 8 yarn overs and 8 loops from under the chain, total 16 loops. Now grab the thread and pull threads through all these stitches. It's also easier if you have problem pulling threads through all the 16 loops, holding them at first and move your hook inside those 16 stitches. It will kind of stretch them a little bit and make a tunnel for the thread and hook a little bit thicker. It will be easier. So I brought my thread through all those 16 stitches, 16 loops. Now grab the thread and pull this through the last stitch. And one more hook under the chain, pick up thread and crochet 2 loops together. Next, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again skip 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we make single crochet stitch into the 8th stitch on the chain. Single crochet. Since I took a very short chain, it's just for the lesson, so it will be faster. Later you can make, for practice, longer chain. And one more arch for the first row. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, half of the arch. And now single the close knot stitch or picot on the post. For that stitch we make chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again yarn over, thread from under the chain. Make sure all of these are snug together. Again yarn over, hook under the chain, grab the thread. So I already have it 3 times. Continue. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And again, move hook a little bit inside your loops to stretch them a little bit. And now grab the thread, pull thread through all the 16 loops on a hook. Like this. And one more stitch to finish the close knot. Hook under the chain, just right next to that stitch. Pull it up and 2 stitches in a hook, crochet together. After that, chain 4, and single crochet stitch into the first stitch of a chain, single crochet. So my first row is finished. Right now everything is kind of twisting. It's not very easy to show what it looked like, but this is the first row. This is how it will look like. Now, as you remember, I showed you a diagram. What we're going to do, we're at the end here. Here's our last stitch. Second row begin with chain 5, chain 4, then again make close knot stitch, chain 4, and connect to close knot stitch. There are two ways of connecting to close knot stitch. I will show you all two of them today, and also how to connect to close knot stitch. It is very important that all your close knot stitches in the background netting will face one way, one direction. All of them will be on the right side. You have to connect them correctly in such a way that back or wrong side of your work or back netting will not have close knot stitches. It's smooth here. There's nothing you can even see if I turn it kind of on the side, trying to show it to you. So close knot stitches are on the front. You can see them on the front only. So let me show you how to do this. So let's establish right now from the very beginning, where's your front of your work or where's the back. Since we were making our first row, we assume it is our front. We're on the right side of work. Right now, this can be right side and this can be right side, the way the close knot stitch behaves. Okay, but it is possible to crochet in such a way that everything will turn out, that all the stitches, close knot stitches, will turn and face only you when you look at the right side of your work. So let's start our second row. Chain 5 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then again crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're making close knot stitch. For close knot, we're going to make chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, winding around the chain 16 loops. So 1 yarn over and stitch from under the chain. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After that, pull threads through all the stitches on the hook, through all those 16 loops, finish one time and single crochet next, like this. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's be very careful. Watch what I'm going to do. So right now, since we turned our work and we're facing wrong side, so your close knot stitches on the wrong side have to face away from you. So in order to make it right, correctly, take that stitch and turn it, kind of turn away from you and down. Away from you, like this, and down. It's easier to make next stitch. Insert the hook right inside, right here where the stitch is, where the clone's knot kind of turning into a cocoon, right in there. And make single crochet stitch there. So now when you release your clone's knot stitch, you can see that that stitch, you see, facing the right side. It's on the right side. Here's your wrong side. Let's continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're making clone's knot stitch. Chain 4, 2, 3, 4. And I will not show anymore how to make clone's knot. And 8, because I already showed enough. You will practice at home again. Okay, something I did wrong. Sometimes it happens. It's very easy to mess up this stitch. Okay, let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure that when you do this loops, 16 loops, they are not very tight here. Pull thread through all 16 stitch loops and pull thread through one time, and to secure second time. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we need to turn our stitch facing away from you. We're on the wrong side, so turn your clone's knot stitch away from you and under, and pull, insert the hook right into the center of your clone's knot stitch, under the chain, or under that stitch that we made when we closed our clone's knot stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see, when you look right now at the back on the wrong side, you see that your clone's knot stitch is right here. It's on the back, in the back. Okay, now next clone's knot stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and oops, only 8. Why did I make more? Pull thread through all the stitches. Secure once and second time. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and does not want to behave the way I want. It's a very small piece. And again, connecting to the clone's knot. Turn the stitch away from you and down, and insert hook right in the center of that cocoon clone's knot stitch. Now we at the end of the second row we made that, and again we repeat the same way as we did second row. So second row is finished. Third row, for the third row again, 5, chain 5, chain 4, clone's knot stitch, chain 4, single crochet into the clone's knot stitch of the previous row. And this time I will show you how to connect to the front. So right now we at the back. Now we turn our work. This is the right side. It's very little, so you cannot see much. But you will see as soon as you will make 4 or 5 rows, it will be way easier for you. So now 5, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and making clones knot stitch 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our post, and then 16 loops 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull thread through all these loops. Make sure that don't stretch this stitch. See, you cannot stretch it, not even little. Has to be nice and snug on a hook. Grab thread and one more to close this stitch. Go under the chain, pull thread through. Have 2 stitches on a hook, crochet them together. So this is what I call close or finish clones knot stitch. Now let's connect correctly. Wobble everything. Okay, I think I turned it in the wrong way. And chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we connect. Now we're on the right side. When you connect on the right side, what you do this time, you take your close knot stitch of a previous row and turn it toward you and down. Okay, toward you and down, and again insert the hook right into that center of your close knot stitch and make single crochet. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you look at it, now you can see of course my close knot stitches doesn't look really good because it is way too thick thread. But for the lesson, it's important for me to show you how to connect correctly. So now when you look at it, you can see we're on the right side, all your close knot stitches facing you. And when you turn on the back, all of them on the, you don't see it's all flat here. Nothing is here. So this is very important, how you connect. Okay, next, I made my chain 4. Now I'm making close knot 1, 2, 3, and 4. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it's not easy for you to count the way I count close knot stitches loops, you can count end loops and yarn overs and the loop that goes from under the chain. You can count 16 times if you want. It is up to you, whatever is easier for you. Again, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and again watch this, how I connect. So we're on the right side, right, and turn the stitch toward you and down, and then hook right into the center of cocoon. You cannot miss it. It's just really such a place that you cannot miss it, where you put your hook in. Single crochet. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will stop here and I will go into my bigger piece. Here it is. This is how it will look like. Actually, I will make to the end this row. It will be more fun. And then I will answer all the questions, see what's going on with you. So let me make one more to finish this row. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because I see that there's something coming up, some questions. So I will have to stop crocheting in order to read your questions and answer. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we are looking, facing our clones knot stitch. Since we're on the right side, turn your clones knot toward you and down, and then make single crochet into the clone knot stitch. So that's it for this piece. I really honestly don't like to crochet with this thread. It's not very good thread for fine work, and not for that stitch, definitely not for that stitch. But you can see very well how, when you connect, depends how you turn your clones knot stitch and how you connect. It will help you to understand how to make them all facing the right side. Okay, so now let me see your questions. Thank you for demystifying. I trimmed the back of a denim shirt with your double leaf ground. I'll be decorating soon. Okay. I'm having trouble getting through all the loops for the clones. Okay, Renee, let me show you again. It is actually not so, well, yes, it is difficult. So let's do this again on that example. So I'll make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, very important. First of all, what will help you, our hooks, they kind of getting thicker to the closer to the handle. So you can help yourself using this by doing yarn over and loop and move all this right here. You see? By doing this, you're stretching already. And keeping, it will help you to keep all the rest of the loops the same height. So you make yarn over, and then when you bring this loop, make sure it's stretched a little bit. And again, pull the loop and stretch it. So don't be tight here. When you make those stitches, those loops have to be loose, a little bit looser. Otherwise, you will not be able to move your hooks through. This is one important part. And then, like I showed you, holding all those loops together, move the hook inside. By doing this and kind of rotate inside this hook, you're stretching all these loops, releasing them a little bit. That way, it will be easy for you to move hook with this thread through. Like this. And close. One and second time. Like that. So I hope it was helpful. Okay, so Renee and Elizabeth and Star are helping each other, so they're basically no more questions for me. Um, I just read, Star, what you wrote about mohair. Well, mohair is not really good idea for making Irish crochet lace. It's possible, but it's so difficult. First of all, you cannot undo this mohair. It will tangle, and not for that hook, and not for that, I mean, stitch. Okay, so I will drop this, and let's go to my small work. And you can see how I do this with fine thread. It's actually everything is the same, thick thread or not. The only thing is that with fine thread it looks perfectly beautiful. Okay, so the last row I made here was my right side. Now I will go on the back. So let's start my new row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, you probably will hear my dogs bark in a minute because I have a FedEx guy coming in, and I hope I don't have to go and sign anything. Now I make clones knot stitch 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, my dogs will bark, so please don't mind them barking. They are very protective. FedEx guys stopped and they have to protect me, of course. But I'm glad I don't have to go and open the door right now. I received my package, I'll pick it up later. So I made my clones knot stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, and I turn. And now, since I'm on the back, to connect to my clones knot stitch go away from me and down. Insert hook right into that center right here, and clones knot stitch like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. After chain 4 we make 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 stitches for the post. Picot on a post, I kind of like that name also. And then 16 loops. So I have 16 loops. Pull threads through those loops and chain, oops, not chain 4 yet. And finish with a single crochet, closing my clones knot stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the same, so you can see how I do this. You see, clones knot with the finger, just turn away from you and down. And hook, you can see where I'm going with the hook, right in there, right here, and make a single crochet stitch here. You don't have to go fast, do it slowly. I lost my stitch, like this. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then clones knot 1, 2, 3, 4. And like I told you, you can count or yarn over and this as 1, or count all those loops 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But if this is easier for you, you can do that. I don't like that way. It's why I count by pairs. And thread through all these stitches. I would tell you also that it's easier to pull thread through when the thread is fine. When you try to do it with thick thread, for some reason, for me at least, I cannot make that stitch very well. So again, chain 4 and connecting on the back of our work. So stitch goes down, away from you and down, and then single crochet stitch right in the center of clones knot stitch. So basically I'm doing exactly the same thing, only with fine thread. Renee, mohair is a fine thread, really fine thread, but has a lot of fuzz to it that sticks out. It's fuzzy, it's not for Irish crochet lace. Irish lace has to be made with cotton or linen or silk, and thread must be looking like this. You see, mohair, like this right here, also silk, but this thread is not. It's a one ply. Mohair will have, let me show you how it will look like if I can make out of this thread some kind of sense. So mohair will have all kinds of fuzz that sticks like that. It will look like this. If I can make it, I have somewhere mohair at home. I just don't want to go and look. So your thread will be fuzzy all over, kind of. So it's not the thread. Oh yeah, actually it's not thread. There's no thread at mohair. It's yarn. Mohair is yarn. It's very beautiful, but you have to have thick hook to crochet mohair. Yeah, it's very, very fuzzy. So I'm continuing showing you slowly. So again, I'm making this clones knot stitch. You can watch how I'm doing this. I'm going a little bit too fast probably. So when you have all your 16 loops, even with fine hook, still you can move hook inside and then pull thread through, very easily coming out, then grab thread one stitch, then go around the chain, pull thread through and close that single the clones knot with single crochet stitch. And with fine thread, clones knot stitch looks so much beautiful, so much better. You can see it. And continue. So we made clones knot, then chain 4, 3, 4, and again connecting to the clones knot stitch. So remember to connect, when you connect on the back, you turn your clones knot stitch away from you and pull it down, just like I did right now, in order for your stitches, clones knot stitches, facing the right side. And when you're on the right side, you rotate your clones knot stitch toward you and down. Why down? Because you can easily access the center of hook. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 16 loops are done, and I was making a few years ago a wedding bag, and I was doing this. Oh, I forgot to do something here. And I was making netting with clones knot stitches out of Gutermann silk. And those of you who use Gutermann know how fine this thread is. Not only that, it is a silky, it's a viscose, but it's sleek, it's not easy to make. And I was using a hook 0.35 millimeters. And, I cannot tell you that it was difficult to crochet. It just to use to that thread was quite something. So again, you see, I am on the wrong side. I turn my clones knot stitch away from me and down. Now I have access to the center of the hook, like this. And I can pull my threads through. I have 2 stitches on the hook. And we close this, pull threads through both. So we made single crochet. And one more to finish this row. And we will crochet one a little bit. I'll show you how I do it on the front. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes, for me, for example, let me know what is easier for you, how you count loops for your clones knot stitch. Is it easier for you to count each loop, yarn overs and stitches and loops from under the chain, or is it easy the way I showed you when you count by pairs, yarn over and thread? I'm kind of interested how others are doing it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the last stitch for this row, again, clones knot stitch goes down, away from me, and single crochet into center of clones knot stitch. And next row, for the next row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're making our clones knot. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know why I wanted to make more. So, like this. Oh, I'm sorry, my hands moved. I don't know if you saw me or not. Saw my hands. I probably have to move a little bit closer to me, just a second. Okay, that way my hands will not go away. I keep moving them closer to me from camera. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're on the right side of our work, as you can see, right? So what I do, I take my clones knot stitch, turn to me this way and down. Like this. And insert the hook right into the center. There's one more way of connecting two clones knot stitches, and I will show it to you in a minute. Not just the way it is, I'm following the book, but I also connect in a little bit different way. I'll show it to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw somebody wrote something. So, what is it is a goodness of teaching the Irish crochet which you should learn first before embarking on anything experimental. I've crocheted for over 40 years, but still learn stuff here. Yes, Starry, I agree with you. When you uh, learn how to make Irish crochet, you have to remember a few things. First of all, classical Irish crochet or traditional Irish crochet lace you cannot make with anything else but linen or cotton, and always use the finest thread and hook. If you go to Ireland, ladies will never accept anything from you and call it Irish crochet lace if it's done with something else and you'd use different techniques. They only accept cotton or linen and fine thread and fine hooks. But when we come to modern Irish crochet lace, then you can experiment with a lot of different fibers and thread. And I would say that a lot of things, every time you add to Irish crochet something else than Irish crochet, that will be more free form, but not Irish crochet lace. Unless you have to specify and call it modern Irish crochet lace technique. Hello from Ecuador. Hello, hello, Valeria. Okay. In former Soviet Union countries like Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Latvia, Belarus, ladies are using all kinds of different fibers. And some are doing extremely beautiful job. They're doing the best, I would say. Some experiment with different threads, and I would say I don't like the way it look like. You have to be really careful how you do this. Because like the idea of Irish crochet lace is to show the beauty of each motif. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so if you use, for example, mohair, mohair is really fuzzy thread, but you can make with mohair like leaves, motifs that are flat, a little bit probably 3D. But fuzz will take away from Irish crochet, in my opinion. There are only few women that I know of that actually are very successful. So now I want to show you how else you can connect two clones knot stitch or next to it. I will zoom in and I want you to pay attention to this other second method. So I'm showing it to you on the right side. I will make few of those and then I will go and show you how to do it on the back. So when on the right side of your work, so to connect another method, you make single crochet stitch before clones knot stitch, not in the center, but before, right here. So you move hook under the chain before clones knot, make single crochet stitch like this, then you make chain 1, and then you crochet another single crochet after or behind that. I'm sorry. Into another side of the loop like this. So this also will give you the same result. Okay, I will show it one more time. So I'll make clones knot stitch and I will show you how I did this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So my close knot stitch is done. Now 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, let's watch it again. So you're on the right side of your work. You can turn your close knot stitch toward you again, like this. Your hook goes under the first part. I'm sorry, you cannot see very well. Okay, hook goes before close knot stitch, not into close knot, but before that, in under the chain, and crochet single crochet on the chain right here. Then chain 1 and another single crochet stitch on this other side, on the other side of close knot stitch, like this. And it will be exactly the same result. When you will go back and crochet on the wrong side, you will have to turn your close knot stitch away from you, make single crochet stitch before the close knot, chain 1, oops, in front of the close knot stitch, and single crochet on another side of close knot stitch. Doing that will turn your close knot stitch away from you. So I will have to finish this row to show you how to do that there, okay? So let's finish this one and then go to another side. And again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So on the right side, single crochet stitch into the, on the one side, on the right side from close knot, then chain 1, and single crochet stitch after on the other side of close knot stitch. All you do is move the hook under the chain, and will be the same result. You can see it's this stitch looking at you. And again, 3, 4, then close knot stitch. This time I'm going faster, so you can 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Close your close knot stitch with single crochet, chain 4. Your close knot stitch probably will look funny like this at the beginning, but when you start connecting to it, everything will turn really beautiful as soon as you make your close knot stitch correctly and neat. It's very important to make it neatly. So single crochet before close knot stitch, chain 1. Basically you make chain 1 behind close knot stitch. Here's close knot stitch facing you, you're making chain 1 behind. That way your close knot stitch will be facing you. And then single crochet stitch right after close knot stitch on the chain of 4. So if I will pick up the diagram, so what we were doing, 1, 2, 3, 4, then close knot stitch, we make our close knot stitch, and then again 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the other method, you make single crochet stitch before or in front before the close knot stitch on that chain. Then you make you make chain 1 behind the close knot stitch. Your close knot stitch have to be turned toward you, and single crochet right after the close knot stitch into this chain. Those close knot stitches will have to be they will be tight, and you will not see them because the close knot stitch itself will cover it. So when you go back the opposite direction, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you'll make your close knot stitch, and then you connect here 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you connect on the wrong side, so you make single crochet stitch once, and then you turn the close knot stitch away from you, and chain 1 will be in front facing you, and then single crochet stitch again after close knot stitch. But this is only when you crochet on the back. We will just do it in a minute. I will just wanted to show you on a diagram. So Jackie, where you are inserting the hook for single crochet when you're closing the knot? Okay, let me show you one more time. I will make this. Just a moment. Let me undo this here. So let's see. I'm going to make again close knot stitch 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is for the chain, and close knot 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 16 loops around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So first you move thread through these 16 loops like this. Here's your stitch. First you close one time like this, and single crochet, you go with the hook right into this chain, not into the chain but around under the chain on the left side of close knot. Grab the thread. You have to be very careful here. Tight, and make single crochet. This is what I mean closing. So you make it, if I will draw a picture, hopefully that will help. So here's your chain for close knot stitch 1, 2, 3, 4. It's one chain for the arch, like right here, the side, right? And then I'm making 1, 2, 3, 4 chain for the close knot stitch, and then I wrap around 16 loops. First I move thread through those loops. I have stitch here at the end, and I grab this thread and pull this thread through this stitch. I have another stitch here. So this chain and close knot stitch kind of closing into cocoon, and I will have that chain over here, one chain, right, one stitch, and then I still have this chain here before this one. Here's this chain, here it is. Then I will move my hook under the chain, pull threads through. I have two chains on the 2 stitches on the hook, and I crochet them as single crochet. So I close this here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm finishing my right side row, and I will show you how I do that for the wrong side. So single crochet before close knot stitch, chain 1 and single crochet stitch into the chain after close knot stitch, right in here. So when I did that second method, it's also give me here those close knot stitches. Let me zoom in so you can see better. You see all those close knot stitches, not this right here, but those that are connected. The second method. They also turn in the close knot stitch toward you. So now I will show you how I connect on the back, on the wrong side. So next row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and now the stitch itself, close knot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so total 16. So Jackie, you can watch again one more time. So all those 16 loops, grab the thread and first pull thread through all the 16 loops. Here's this stitch. Make sure it's not stretched. Don't stretch it like this. It has to be very snug and tight. Grab the thread and pull through this last stitch like that. Also, it has to be tight, and you can see how close knot stitch, all those 16 stitches turn into cocoon. They kind of become round. Now you go with the hook right in here before the close knot stitch, under the chain, grab the thread. You have 2 stitches on the hook and crochet them together like this. Make sure it's nice and tight here. And here's your close knot stitch. And now chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's watch few more times. I will show you how to connect on the wrong side with a second technique, second method. So your close knot stitch goes away from you. You're turning it the other side away from you. You're on the wrong side of your work. Like this. Turn it away and down and single crochet stitch into this chain right here before close knot stitch. But don't poke through the chain. So here, single crochet, then chain 1. Here's your close knot stitch. It's away from you. Chain 1 in front, facing you. And one more single crochet stitch after close knot stitch on another side. Like this. And so you can choose how you want to connect to close knot stitch, or the way I showed at the beginning, the way this book teaches, or this other way. Both ways are correct, and you can find both techniques in the literature, in traditional Irish crochet literature, in antique books. Both ways are available. So one more time. 2, 3, 4, then close knot stitch 1, 2, 3, and 4, 16 loops 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and single crochet here to close the close knot stitch. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and connecting again on the wrong side of your work. So close knot stitch away from you and down, then hook under the chain before close knot stitch, make single crochet stitch here, then chain 1. You can release your close knot stitch. It's supposed to be on the back, right in here. On the front you don't see it, you have chain 1 and single crochet stitch on the other side of close knot stitch. You do it around the chain. And of course you see what happened here. The close knot stitches that I just made, they're facing the right side. Now, I will finish here. I showed, I think, enough. If you still have questions, please let me know so that I can show you more. Thank you, Jackie. And now, when you finish your work, of course, you will want to that netting look pleasant and not, you know, you probably, this one was blocked before lesson, so I will show you what I do. You can use a blocking mat, or you can use this styrofoam pillow or any kind of pillow, styrofoam, polyfoam, whatever. And then you get your pins and start blocking first stitch of the chain. And then what I do, I stretch a little bit, not much, and I put a pin into every connecting stitch of the first row. Like this, like this, like this. And into single crochet here. Then you can slightly move it up, but I would go and recommend 2 not sure if you can see very well, just a second. My camera moved, I start moving things around and okay, you can see now, right? Now, slightly move on top and pick up on the side your arch, creating a little diamond. You can go with 2 diamonds on this side and then stretch up again and grab with your pin on the right side. So row by row or 2 rows for on one side and then go up on opposite side on the left, like this. So it's important to move it a little bit slightly up and on the side. And this is how you block it and steam it. Of course, if you will make a garment or any Irish crochet lace, you don't do what I'm doing right now. It just only gives you a little bit kind of practice piece. You want it to look nice and neat. And if you want to show me how it look like and send me a photo, this is what you do. And just for your own satisfaction, I would say, right? That's something you made and it looks nice. And some of those close knot stitches you can also pin by if they are not behaving right. But you could see how they look, you can fix them always, you can just push them slightly to make them the same and look neat if they misbehave. But you know, there's no perfect close knot stitch can be made I mean, they all perfect, but they will not look all exactly the same. Some of them look a little bit thicker, some of them a little bit thinner. As soon as you making 16 loops always and chain 4, all of them will be the same size, and it comes with time. You know, the more you will practice, the better each time you will make your clones knot stitches. So I don't recommend, if you want to make a garment or big project and make background netting with this netting, with this background netting, with clones knot stitches, I would recommend at first make swatch, a small swatch, and practice, 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 practice clones knot stitches itself, and then connecting two clones knot stitches also. That will also give you the right shape of the netting itself. Okay, so let me know if you have more questions. Elizabeth, yes, it is possible to use. Okay, I see what you said. If it's for this is for modern background netting, it's still possible, but then you have to connect them in such a way that they will turn away from you. And I'm trying to think how to show it to you because I'm facing right now the right side. Let's see. I will have to turn it upside down and show it to you. Just a second. Let's try it. I never tried. This is more traditional, so I never used this netting for modern background netting, for modern Irish crochet. But let's see. So we're on the back. The problem I would have is how to face them. I would say then don't use the styrofoam pillow, something softer. Polyfoam is the best for this reason. So let's see. I'm not sure it will look will work very easy. Simply because making clones knot stitch on a board will be very tough. You can try, practice, but in all honesty, I wouldn't do it. This is something you have to use your modern, use it for traditional lace only. But you know, we never know. We can always try and experiment. Let's see what will happen. Let's see. While I'm doing this, I also wanted to ask, I always feel bad asking that. All of you know that my video tutorials here on YouTube are monetized. And I'll tell you the truth, I'm not making any money with that. And I don't know what the secret is. I don't know how others are making money. With YouTube, I made only in more than a year that I monetize my videos, I only made $100 in 1 year, 1.5. This is not something I'm happy with. I don't know how other people making money. So I was thinking, somebody told me you can try to place donation buttons. So I want to ask all of you who are watching me, I will create a link that will take you directly to PayPal. And if you like what I do, if you want to support my channel, I will absolutely appreciate if you will make donations to my YouTube channel. Right now I don't have a link here, but you can always donate by going to PayPal and send to my email, irishcrochetlab@gmail.com. And if you need my email, you can always find it on my Facebook. Okay, let's try. So we're facing, since we crochet on a board, if it's modern crochet, Renee, I kind of trying to understand. Well, YouTube channel is free, but my lessons that are in the group that you are in, Irish Crochet Lab video tutorials, this is not this one right here. This YouTube channel, it's free. I monetized my videos to make money this way because, as you know, I closed my website. Since you bought and since you purchased my lessons before, you have access to that group on Facebook. So all those lessons are there, and they are different from what I show here on YouTube. But since you are assigned to my lessons, you can of course watch them on YouTube, but they are, some lessons on YouTube are not open to public. They open only to people who paid for my lessons before. These lessons that right now I am broadcasting live, they are free. So it's two different things. But the thing is that like everybody else, crafters making very little money. And since I lost my business now, I'm trying to figure out the ways how to support my business and continue crochet and teach others. So this is why I tried to monetize videos, but I am not making money with that at all. And so this is why I decided to try. Someone recommended to me, gave me advice. You can ask for donations, and I will next time I will figure out how to put the link to my videos so people can do that. Okay, ladies, so we are right now, I'm trying to show you how to make this netting. I never tried it before. I will try it now in front of you. Make fool out of me in a minute if I will not make it right. But anyway, the question was from Elizabeth, I think, right? How you crochet background netting with close knot stitches when you use a board like that, when you use it to use this background netting for modern Irish crochet. So of course we're using it and all motifs are facing you with the wrong side. So of course background netting, if you use close knot stitches, they all need to also look away from you. So let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for the height of the arch. And now we'll have to make close knot stitch 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm not sure how this will work, how easy it will be. You can try, but I don't like it. It's not very easy. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is our close knot stitch we're trying. I'm not sure if you can see very well. Let me move camera just a second, ladies. It will shake a little. Okay. Now you probably see better. So now we will finish our, let's see how this will work for me. Okay, so one loop, first stitch closing, then another one go around the, it will be very, very long process, I can tell you right away. Now, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So secure your hook before, not the hook, the stitch. And now let's try to make, connect to the close knot stitch before, previous round, previous row, like this, single crochet, chain 1, and then single crochet into the next arch right here after single crochet stitch after the clones knots. This is how I would do it. It will not be very easy. If you want to try and practice, yes, you can. This is what I would do. And it's facing away from you, actually, not bad. I'm only concerned about the stitch I made here, how it will look like. Does not look very pretty right now. Well, but I never did it before, so. So Elizabeth, I hope I answered your question. I would try to, the only thing, I made the right amount of stitches, but you can see how this part of the arch is longer than here. So probably because of the way the tension is different when you crochet on a board than tension that you use crocheting in your hands. It's very different. So, but this is what I would do if I were you. You can practice and try. Okay, so okay, ladies, look difficult enough. Elizabeth, you know, nothing is easy, I would say, in Irish crochet, but don't afraid to try. Never afraid to try something. Never afraid to try something new, experiment with things. It's, you never even know what you will invent even. Sometimes you make things and then something else coming out, but it looks beautiful. I, for example, like a lot when you knit or crochet the wrong side of work. Sometimes I make mistake and I like the way mistake look like in my crochet, so I keep it that way. You know how many motifs I made because of mistakes. So don't be afraid, never be afraid. Fear is always our enemy. So when you crochet and learn Irish crochet lace, please, please, please don't be afraid. It's number one. You have to be very patient with yourself. You have to make sure you don't have pain. And I'm talking about pain because I just went through a tough time. Just recently discovered that my hands started getting numb, my fingers, and when I went to a doctor, I found out that I have pinched nerve in my neck, and I had pain in my neck, in my shoulders. So this is important for you guys to remember and know that. Create a good posture, take breaks, have patience for you, and know that Irish crochet lace is not easy lace. It's difficult lace, even it consists with easy stitches, but those easy stitches create complex patterns. But it's fun. It's just so much fun. It's very beautiful, gives beautiful results. So never give up and don't be afraid. This is the key. A lot of people don't want to try Irish crochet lace because when they look at pictures that people show or watch a couple videos of Irish crochet lace on YouTube and they think, oh no, I will never make it, looks difficult. You will find out it's difficult or not if you will take a hook and thread in your hands and start making things. One probably mistake, another mistake probably will not be successful at first, but later it will be. And honestly, when I started with Irish crochet lace many, many years ago, almost 20 years ago, believe me, I didn't make very beautiful lace at the beginning. But then, you know, day by day you learn and everything become very different and beautiful. So let me post for you here to write in comments my email. Oops. I need to learn spelling. Irish Crochet. irishcrochetlab@gmail.com. So this is my email. If you appreciate and like what I do, if you want to support my channel, um, please use this email for donation on PayPal only. I will figure out other ways of doing these donations. I have to learn how to do this. So if you will support me, you know, it's up to you how much. I'm like $1, $5, whatever you can or more. I will absolutely appreciate you and your help. So my next lesson will be again Thursday next week at the same time, 12 Central Time in US, and you have to calculate your time depending on the country you live in or depending on the United States in United States. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I hope you liked it. Please don't give up on close knot stitch and don't give up on this background netting. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's another close knot netting background netting from this book with triplets. So if you think this is difficult, wait till we'll try the other very, very difficult background netting. But it will be fun, and I think you will enjoy the next lesson as well. This is all for today. Thank you very, very much for all of you who joined me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell button to receive notifications about new videos. And please don't forget to like my video. Press the like thumb up and please comment. Right now, I will lose your comments for a while. Comments will come up later. But when you want to ask more questions about specific video, if you're watching it later in a recording, you can still ask me questions. And I will always answer you. If I'm not answering for some time, you can remind me by sending message on Facebook page Larissa's Lace. I receive messages there. So I can be busy and forget to look at my telephone. I'm trying to not working on the phone a lot these days because of my pinched nerve. So I'm protecting my neck and my hands for crochet only. So I'm trying to stay away from social media. So that will be it for today, my dear ladies. Thank you very much again. I will see you next week, and next lesson announcement will be on Facebook page and on Instagram if you follow me there. That will be it. Have a wonderful rest of the week and weekend. Happy Easter to those who is celebrating Easter. I will see you next week. Goodbye.